Trying to be doing that bullshit. On some good news. Welcome back, BS with Brian Simpson. Rob, we were just talking about moving to the middle of nowhere. You said you gave it a shot, and it was a little.
We've been running the numbers. We've been going out to. I live in Glendale, California, right now, which is very good location if you do work in the entertainment industry because you're in LA County. But we've been looking out in Big Bear, out in Twin Peaks, which is a little bit west for people who don't know, and that's like up in the mountains. And as soon as you start getting out of the city, housing prices go down. The amount of space you can have goes up, and with that goes the number of Confederate flags and Gadsden flags and Let's Go Brandon flags and Trump flags that you see flying around you. Those two things seem to be positively correlated.
That's why that was our breakdown in communication right there. Is I think when I say to move out in the middle of nowhere, I'm not talking about in America.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about move to where I want to go. I want to move somewhere to where nobody that's ever met me could meet me again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like it's highly unlikely I'm gonna run into anybody I've ever known, like an island. Somewhere on a dam. Or
New Hebrides or Fiji,
or get one of those. Like a state somewhere in like the middle of Sweden or.
Oh, right.
Zimbabwe or something, somewhere just away from everything. The moon. I go to the moon. Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if you could just snap to the moon whenever you felt like it? Like if that was just your spot?
Oh, man.
Like if there was some way for you to get there, whatever, magic, a secret doorway, whatever the fuck. But like you could just go there, like you guaranteed to be alone. That's what I need.
I want that training room that Goku has in Dragon Ball, where you go inside and it like time stops.
Oh yeah, is it the hyperbolic or hyperbaric?
It's like the gravity chamber or something.
It's it's the hyperbolic time chamber. Or the hyperbaric time chamber, one of those. Yeah. Yeah. One of those places, but the hyperbolic time. Now listen. So you know how there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z fanfic, and some of it goes like way in depth. And it's this dude I follow. It's called his name Techstar. It's his YouTube channel. I think it's Techstar with 2 R's. But he goes through like everything Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball. I like it. It's sometimes they up and down, but like I grew up on that shit and it's still going. I love it. And anyway, a fan wrote a thing where I don't know how far you are in the Dragon Ball Z. Like, did you watch the official shit, like with the Tournament of Power and all that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So
I watched a lot of it when I was younger. I used to watch it every day on Toonami.
No, I'm talking about the new stuff that's coming out.
No, I know. I watched all that, and then I have been catching up on Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
Like the new.
I
watched Dragon Ball Kai.
So all you didn't know is like at some point, Goku meets the gods. Like he meets people that's way, way, way stronger than him. And, he does all this and he saves the universe and all this other stuff. So then this fan kept it going. And it was like, so basically it's multiple universes and every universe has a god of destruction and an angel and a Kai, right? The god of everything had a tournament with the strongest beings in each universe. And if you lost, your universe was dead. Anyway, our universe won, and they wished. And the universe that won gets a wish or something. And our universe won, and we wished that he would bring back everybody that he destroyed. So everybody's back, but then here's where the fan picks up the story. So then all the gods of destruction and angels from the other universes, they get together and they decide that Goku's potential power is way too strong. So so like in order to save him from them like killing him, and they convinced like Vegeta and all them other people that too. Everybody except the son, Gohan. But so anyway, they tricked him into going in there, and then they destroyed the door.
Oh, sick.
So
okay.
he was basically in that motherfucker for like hundreds of thousands of years, just pissed off. So nobody told Gohan and one other person. So Gohan went to collected the Dragon Balls. Because he was like, my father's in trouble somewhere. Because you know how many times has Gohan woken up and his dad is like on another planet somewhere fighting for his life. So he just was like, oh, maybe he's somewhere and he needs help. So he got
Goku's such a fucking deadbeat. What a deadbeat dad.
So Gohan wishes from the dragons, he wishes that Goku can't die or can't starve or something like that. So now so I'm sorry, they didn't do it to save him. Their plan was to lock him in there and he would just like die in a week or whatever because there's nothing to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But then they didn't tell Gohan because Gohan wouldn't have went along, and so Gohan was like, I hope he's okay, and just wished that he wouldn't die, you know? Okay. And so now he's in this fucking chamber, and at some point he realizes that they tricked him. You know what I mean? Like he realizes that they did it on purpose. He's like, there's no way that I got locked in here and they ain't come looking for me or whatever. And you know, so now Goku's in there for like a long ass time.
I'm sure that revelation came to Goku after about the equivalent of 6 episodes of him being the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Oh, right. Well, this is all written. This is an anime.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. An equivalent of like 6 episodes of him being like, "Wow, the door is locked."
Yeah. Well, so anyway, he's training. So like you said, like the time that passes in there is nothing outside of it. So Goku's in there for like 100,000 years. And he is pissed the whole time, and he gets so strong that he busts out of it. He busts through the dimension to come back to Earth, and he just starts fucking murdering everybody. Oh, it's the best. He's like because he's a bad guy, but he's got that little bit of justification. He fucking kills everybody. He wants to smoke with everybody, even Gohan, I think. Where he's like, yeah, but
this is just a random fan thing?
Yeah. I just finished because I don't even read them. I watch the videos of somebody else that reads them and like explains what's happening. Because it is that in fan fiction lets me know for sure that who makes it as far as like making TV shows and stuff like that in Hollywood is a crapshoot, pretty much.
Yeah,
because it's people out here that are so creative with it. That are so like I've seen so many better alternate endings to Game of Thrones than it's like there's so many fucking people that are super talented and it's just there's no reason why. Well, I mean there's a reason, but
nepotism.
Yeah, that's right, nepotism. But at the same time, it's like, can I be mad at nepotism though?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, you can.
I mean, for a vital job. That's crazy for like a vital job for something that like people depend on their lives. I don't think nepotism should apply. That's why politicians are the worst.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody's been a politician and then somebody in their family, like anybody that's been president, and then somebody in their family was even the nominee the next year. That's crazy. I mean, or later on, that's crazy.
Politics definitely has the highest ratio of how important it is to how low the requirements are to get it. Right. And the people who just so happen to always meet those requirements tend to be the nephew of somebody or the son of somebody or the daughter of somebody.
Yeah, you just have to be a politician. Well, first of all, you need money or you need the ability to make people give you money.
Money's the ultimate nepotism.
Yeah, but also you need to be like, you have to have this like very manicured, like narcissism, like a very like righteousness fueled narcissism, right? Like it's because that's what you see. A lot of people come and go, I can change the world. Like the type of person that seeks that kind of power. Very rarely are they somebody that's not what I just described. There's somebody that's like, they truly believe that their vision of the world is the way it should be.
Right. Well, I believe my vision of the world is the way it should be. I'm just not deluded enough to think that I could ever enact it.
Well, right, exactly. You know, because I get accused a lot of being what's the word for I'm sorry, I'm really tired and high. What's the word for I'm very fucking cynical. I get accused of being a cynic sometimes. And you know what? And I knew what I was trying to say, but I don't think there's no other word that means cynic, right? Is there?
No, not really.
At least that's the only one in my vocabulary that means that.
Some people conflate cynicism with misanthropy or with pessimism, I think.
Well,
but those are different things.
We'll break it down there.
A cynic tends to view the world from a negative perspective, and so does a pessimist. Although a pessimist is normally more like the absence of hope, like the absence of optimism. It's more forward-looking. Like a pessimist thinks that things are gonna go bad. A cynic tends to look around at the world and believe that they accurately perceive the badness of the world as it is. And then you have misanthropes who tend to have a negative attitude towards human beings.
Well, I am a misanthrope.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean.
I'll wear that. Because I don't think I am a misanthrope. I don't think it's accurate to say that I hate people. What I'll say is I prefer to always have the option to get the fuck away from you, from anyone, like everyone. You know, me being alone is preferable to being around any other person for most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so sometimes, like when I'm around people, it's so easy for a person to exhaust me. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy for a person, for you to just, like, you ever been around somebody, you just like, oh, like the moment you get around them, you just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name, but I got a friend from back home who is like sort of in our small group of friends, you know? Yeah. So like I see him every time I go back home, and it's as soon as he walks through the door, I'm just like, oh, I'm already exhausted talking to you.
Oh yeah,
because I know you're about to be about some bullshit.
We all have that person. And so the thing is, I'm very easily irritated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm very easily irritating. I'm well aware of that.
You know what I think it is too. One thing I've noticed about you, you are highly sensitive to hypocrisy and
injustice.
and most people are hypocritical, including you, including me. Right. So if you're sensitive towards hypocrisy and injustice, well, guess what? You're gonna have to deal with every single day, right? You're gonna deal with injustice in the world and hypocrisy from virtually every person you interact with.
Right. Unless I'm alone, which is why I prefer it. You know what I'm saying? that's I really do. That's why I grew up in big cities. I've lived in medium to big cities my whole life. And that's why, that's part of the upsides of being out here in Austin is I feel like I can go fucking 10 feet without touching somebody. Or slowing down because somebody just walked in front of me. It's like that. There's a piece in that I need that shit. I need it now. Well, I preferred it before. I need it now. I need that distance. Yeah. Does that make me a misanthrope though? Maybe I'm inaccurate about. Maybe there's another word for that. Hey Google, what's another word for preferring to be alone? Oh damn, this bitch. You heard me, bitch. You was listening. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I always apologize and thank the AI
I mean, is that just introversion? Does that just make you an introvert if you want to be alone more than you want to be around other people?
No, I mean, I think the introvert extrovert thing is kind of, that's so wonky. It's like to say that you're one or the other. I mean, I think that's probably like a sliding scale, you know?
Right. Yeah. Oh no, for sure. I think the best. Because
here's the thing, I love socializing around people I love being around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because as much as I hate people, there's certain people that I could be around all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get tired of them eventually, but there's certain people I can just sit with them in silence, and we ain't gotta have conversations. I mean, it's a handful of people, but if they were all in my house at the same time, that wouldn't bother me one bit. So it's, you know,
a lot of it comes down to what recharges your batteries. You know, like I don't mind being around large groups of people for short periods of time, but it does drain me emotionally and energy wise.
It drains me emotionally, but so does depression. So that's the other side. I mean, you're getting drained no matter what, but I prefer depressed and by myself over annoyed. Because when I'm around an annoying person, because you know why it's exhausting physically and emotionally is because you have to, the part of your brain that would normally be free, having ideas and thinking on shit and being an active listener, it's half of that bandwidth is taken up by you trying to not appear to be irritated.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And it, for me, I don't have that much energy to begin with. So it's like the moment, because that's what that's for. The reason you do that, or even internally, you might not do it. At some point, you gonna exhale. Whether you got it right when you step around the corner, right when the door closes behind you on your way home, you can go, ugh. Right, and that's what that's for you, because you've been putting up you've been putting on a facade. You've been being maximum fake for however long you was in that party or conversation or get together, and it's draining you. You have to. It's like remembering a lie. You have to remember the same lie every second that they're talking, right? And you have to keep up the lie, keep up appearances, and it's just a lot. It's a lot for me. So it's like
if you're in public and you know somebody's watching you, and like you stand up straighter, you know, and then like you don't, like now you're in your head about like your posture and weird shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's just this is probably the same for you. No one talks as fast as I think, so I get bored listening to someone talk very quickly.
Oh, well, good thing you produce podcasts for a living.
Yeah. Well, see, that's how I know that I'm the one to make the cuts.
No, you're right. But also, isn't that only true if you listen to somebody that doesn't know how to tell a story?
Yeah, well, exactly. That's why
And listen,
I mean...
and you know what? Telling a good story, especially to a crowd, especially to strangers, like telling a good story is a skill. And I don't know if it's natural, if you acquire it, if it's training, whatever, but I do know some people can and some people can't. And so it's like, I'm not shitting on the persons out there that don't tell a good story. But here's the problem. Those people are almost never aware that they're bad at telling stories. Or they act like they aren't. You know what I'm saying? You know, no one has loved them or hated them enough to be like, hey, can we wrap it up? You know what I mean? Can we wrap it up? You done said 10 things that didn't matter already. You know? And to be honest with you, I've known people like that, and I didn't have the courage to tell them. Like, you tell a shitty story, and it's weighing you down socially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I also didn't know how to tell them to make it better. I didn't know how to be like, this is how you improve on, you know, banter. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Yeah. This is how you improve on mingling. Like,
have you seen Love on the Spectrum? A TV show on Netflix?
No, I'm not. No, I have not.
So
Wow, Love on the Spectrum.
Do you know what it is? Have you heard of it?
It's a dating show, right? I mean, vaguely.
Yeah.
It's a dating show from people with autism.
Yeah, it's not like a competition. It's more of like a documentary or reality show or whatever, where
so they're not couples that are both on the spectrum. These are people.
They take people who are on the spectrum. I believe the original version was a UK show, and then they did a United States version on Netflix. But they have psychologists and other mental health experts who work with people on the autism spectrum, and they interview these people who are, I think they're mostly in their 20s, and they're at varying places on the autism spectrum, and they want to start dating again, or maybe start dating for the first time, and they find other people who are also on the spectrum to match them up with, and then they film their courting and all that stuff, like their first dates and things like that. And it's really interesting when this one woman who's a psychologist who herself is on the autism spectrum is teaching this other woman who's like 25 and is also on the autism spectrum how to have a conversation. And they have like I think it's like a ping pong ball or a baseball or something, and they would say something and then they'd roll the ball to them. Right. And they say, okay, when you get the ball, now you're going to respond. You're going to answer my question. But then as soon as you answer it, roll the ball back to me and stop talking until I roll it back to you. So they literally have developed a mechanism to teach somebody with diminished social skills to have a more natural conversation. So there's probably somebody out there who knows the basic principles of storytelling that could teach somebody how to tell a decent story.
Oh, so it sounds. I'm not gonna be negative on the show. No, but that you just made me want to check it out. Cause in my head, for whatever reason, man, I'm a bad person. I thought, when I heard the title, in my mind, I saw just couples with Down syndrome, like a. Even though being on the spectrum has nothing to do with one's a genetic disease, one's a. What is women? What would you classify autism as, like a mood disorder or?
I believe it's technically classified as a developmental disorder.
Developmental, okay.
But I'm not 100% about that. I know that a lot of the language around the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder has changed recently, just as we've learned more about it and stopped conflating it with some other things, right?
Indeed.
You want to do some mail?
Oh yeah. Let's do some mail. Man, we're getting a lot more mail than I don't know why I didn't see it coming, but yeah, we're getting a lot more mail than I'm used to getting. So again, guys, I may not be able to answer everyone, but I'm definitely reading them all. But what was the one? I got an email from somebody explaining the shit we were talking about last week, explaining the
lichens, the hate watching
right,
YouTube recommendations.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saved. Did I put a star on it?
I have it pulled up right here.
Oh, you do?
Yep. It says, "Hi, Brian." I'll keep his name out of it because he asked us to. But I am a programmer and trained as an economist. You were talking around a feature/bug in the YouTube recommendations saying that buttons like dislike don't work. I say things like this do work, just not the way we want them to. In economics, we have a couple related terms, quoted, stated preference and revealed preference. One is what we say we want. The other is what we actually do. Like saying we want healthy snacks at a party, but smashing the dessert spread. That's a very good explanation of that.
Right.
In YouTube, I would probably build the model primarily off of similar user behavior and revealed preference. The point is to keep you watching YouTube, not give you your fix and you come back when it's convenient for you.
Okay, so does that's enough of it, right? That's just so basically, y'all. What he's saying, and I think I was getting at this on that episode because this is what I was trying to say, trying to speculate about, but I didn't have the vocabulary, right? But like he said, stated preference, and what was the other one?
Revealed preference.
Revealed preference. Yeah. So basically, what he's saying is the like and dislike button does work, but when you push dislike on a video, so here I'll put it to you like this: you have an advertising ID. This is what YouTube does. It goes, you watch these 3 videos at least halfway through, and so did these 50,000 other people. So we're also going to show you other videos that they'd like. So you get put into this pot, into this demographic based on which videos you click on and how long you watch them and all this other stuff, right? And so you think that when you say dislike, that's telling YouTube that you don't like it. But what you're really telling YouTube is that you're saying that you don't like it. And so they're not using it to give you what you like. They're using it as another metric. So they're saying, you watch these 3 videos, you watch the same 5 videos as this 10,000, 50,000 other people, but half of those people also press the dislike button, and the people that press the dislike button also want this thing over here. Like the dislike button might as well, it could be anything. It could be just a blue banana. It would make a difference. It's like if it's something else that you do that they can measure you by. Right. It's the same way people say that they like, how the way people used to say they hated Howard Stern or they hate Joe Rogan or something like that, but they watch every episode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're saying you want this and that. Or you ever hear like I'm not gonna put her business in the street, but I have a friend that's like, if you ask her to describe her ideal man, she but then she would give you a list of like 5 things, 10 things. But then if you ask her to describe her last 5 exes, they're nothing like this motherfucker over here.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like if you say you want somebody that's 6 feet tall, but you keep dating people that's 5 feet tall. So Google, that's a bad analogy. Cut that.
You cut that.
No, but it's like it's,
well, no, it's actually probably more like you say you want a guy with a stable job, but meanwhile the last 5 people that you've dated are TikTok influencers who are over 6 feet tall.
Right, exactly.
And so it's like, what do you really want? You want a guy who's 6 feet tall.
Right. So my point is, Google isn't interested in what you like or don't like. They're interested in how you're going to behave.
Right. They care about what you like and dislike in reality, not what you say you like and don't like. Yeah,
right.
Not what you believe or what you say you like. Like a good example for myself is, if you were to ask me, do you ever want to hear another fucking story about Donald Trump again? I would say absolutely not. But what is the shit that is most likely to get me to click on it on Twitter or whatever? Is like, look at what this motherfucker said this time.
Yep. I know so many
Every
people like
single
that.
time.
Where it's nope, not me. I block. His name is blocked out of my It's like one of my blocked keywords. Because it's all that shit pulls you in, man. All of that shit. It's just a waste. It's like this controlled worry. It's like they hit you with this little dose of worry to keep you hooked. And we all love to worry. That's where your mind goes. Most people's minds goes right to worrying when they don't have nothing else to do. I heard somebody say worrying is a waste of imagination. That's a bar. I forget who quote that is though.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a bar because it really is. It's like you're using the powers of your powerful mind. More powerful in raw calculating power than even the most powerful supercomputer on Earth. Right? Mm-hmm. That might be wrong, but that sounds right. So I'm going to state it as a fact. And damn, I lost my train of thought.
Talk about worrying is a waste of imagination. Like you can burn so many calories worrying about what ifs, imagining the worst possible thing happening, and that's not good for you. But it's addictive because adrenaline is addictive. You know?
Yeah, I guess that's right. It's like it's cheap adrenaline when you just, I'm so afraid. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, this is one way that I am lucky. It's like one of the few things that I would say I really like about myself, you know, and it's that I do worry unnecessarily, like everyone does. Mm-hmm. But man, once I decide to move on, like not to lying to myself moving on, but like once I'm like really past it, I get to fuck past it like quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It don't take me a long time to be like once I get any sense back in me, I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. You know, I'm constantly trying to correct myself or like, oh, wait a minute, I don't. So I'm always worried about shit that don't matter. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm worried about shit that matters, but not really. You know, it's not it's weird how you prioritize certain things that aren't. You know, I mean, a lot of people want Trump to go to jail, so it's like you're waiting for that one thing. That's the headline you're waiting for, right, Rob?
I mean, yeah, I'll pop the champagne when that happens, but also I have to be realistic about the fact that I have no effect on the percentage chance of that happening. I can't move that needle, you know? Yeah. Whether I stay up to date on every little maneuver in the court case or whether I just turn off for the next 6 months, it's not going to make any difference on whether he ends up behind bars.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Look, all I can do is vote.
Yeah.
Does that matter? I don't know. I do it just in case it does. Like, you know, like the way some people do religion. That's what I vote. I vote just in case it's real. You know,
I like that.
But I'm not gonna. I don't believe in none of these systems, none of these people. I don't think he's gonna go to prison. And even if he did, it's you know, it's like Bill Cosby. It's like,
yeah,
you know, yeah. I mean, if you 80 before you get in trouble, you beat the game. You beat the system. You've been out here being a villain for like 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's like all the people when the Queen died were like, oh, finally, like this is a win for Ireland. And it's like, no, it's not. That bitch died at 96, surrounded by family in a mansion. Like,
right. Yeah. She won. It's not an L for her. Yeah.
She never got her comeuppance.
And I don't get it. Yeah, let's read one more. That was a good. But thank you, sir, for chiming in. I'm too high to hold a long train of thought, so I'm trying to struggle, man. This is one of those. So you ever eat an edible and then, you know, and then you have stuff to do, and then you forget that that's what you did. It's like what a awful time to anyway.
I love this question from, he doesn't say not to, let's see, Lucas?
Okay,
read this one, humans drinking the earth dry.
Okay, read
it. Says, Brian, droughts and rising surface temperatures have me wondering, where has the water been going? The earth contains 326 quintillion gallons of water, which is not separated into potable and non-potable water. Complication 1. He then goes on to do a bunch of different ones in here. You know, growth rate of the world population, looking at how much water. You know, humans are approximately 60% water. I think it's more than that, but whatever, doesn't really matter. And he does the math to say that each human has about 10 gallons of water in their body. Saying, how long do we have before we literally resort to wringing people dry for water? Please help solve this existential crisis. We need a hero.
Like Doom. Well, listen, all I know is that I'm not going to be here to deal with it. That's another thing I've given up on. I'm like, man, it's happening, bro. It's happening. We're barreling towards, listen, At some point, listen. Let me put it a different way. Every year, because people have been calling climate change a hoax from jump. You know, and every year, more and more people start being like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna go bad." You know what I mean? And I mean, we tried. Listen, there's an article I saw today about California musicians thinking, you know, they're gonna save the trees with a song. With a song, my guy. It's all performative, fake bullshit, and it's just getting a little warmer, a little warmer, a little warmer. By the time I die, it's probably gonna be unbearable. Like the summertime's gonna be unbearable. Mm-hmm. And then the wintertime's gonna be the summertime. No, actually, the wintertime's probably gonna be like a fucking vortex or whatever. I don't know. But the weather's gonna be extreme.
Right.
Yeah. And so
we're going to go straight from like tornado season to hurricane season to forest fire season to polar vortex season. Like those are going to be we're going to be living underground, my nigga. That's really what's going on here. That's where we headed. We're going to be living underground out this bitch. So that's how we'll find a way. We're going to find a way to extract water from these deep rocks. That's all it's going to be. And then we're going to eventually evolve to like humans don't need to see. So like we're going to be like blind. And maybe we'll be like psychic. Yeah, I'm sorry. What was his question? He asked how long do we have before we literally resort to wringing people dry for water? I mean, I absolutely love this email. I don't think we'll ever be wringing people dry for water because I think there's more cost and fuel and energy effective ways of getting water out of people. But we'll just enslave people and make them carry the water.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you talk about some kind of harvesting people for water, I think that would be kind of like by the time if someone has enough water in them for you to harvest them for water, then you've already given them, you know, just raising them up to that age for you to extract water, you've already given them too much water. Like you've given them more water than you're gonna get out of them.
Right.
You know. Plus, yeah, and I don't know. It would be real difficult to separate water from all the fluids. Like you mean like they gonna press them like juice, like an orange juice squeezer? I don't think we ever resort to that. I think it would be much. It'd be much easier to purify water, or we just gonna be living in the age where like it's just gonna have to be acceptable for it to be a lot of shit in the water, you know? Because that's where we are right now. We're there right now, where it's like we've just accepted that there's microplastics in the water and all this other stuff, and I think I saw that it was shrinking the size of people's taints, which is, you know, connected to virility and all this. So,
I mean, Flint still doesn't have water. Jackson still doesn't have water. Yeah. So we're already there.
We're the richest democracy in the world. Yeah, we got to stop saying we're the richest country in the world because that's not true. That's not even close to true. But the countries that are richer than us, it's a person. Like they have monarchs and dictators and shit.
Well, I think Michael Parenti said the United States is not a rich country; it's a poor country with rich people in it.
Right, I like that. That's bars, Michael Parenti. Every
time.
That's some cold shit to say, but it's true. That's right on the money. Bang bang. It's a poor country with rich people in it. It's true. And you know, here's the thing, the middle class was a compromise. Mm-hmm. Right? And I think we talked about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, right? And I may have been a little inaccurate about that being the beginning of the labor movement, but I think it was seen as one of the key things. But it's like that's what it used to be. It used to be that you were either so fucking rich that it was just unbelievable, where you know where everything in a city is named after you, like the Rockefellers and shit. You know, or you were just working 20-hour days, 6 days a week. Your kids had to work too. You know, it was that kind of shit.
Right.
And there was no real middle. You know, maybe like a business, like somebody that owned a saloon or something made a little more than the average person, you know, but it was poor and rich and robber barons and all this shit. So the middle class was a compromise, and then ever since the middle class was like thriving, and then since then they've been doing everything to like erase it. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we got 70 years. We got 70 years. Right. We got 70 years until it's so bad. I mean, see, here's the thing. Right now, it's already too late. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, and I don't know what the proper terms and shit are for this, but you know the old saying, you motherfucker can't see the forest from the trees, right? It's like that's about accepting the truth, right? Like, no, it isn't. But what I'm saying is, some of us have. I tend to, like, this is what I was talking about earlier. I square with the truth pretty much very quickly. You know, it's like for me, it's like we hanging off a cliff and I'm holding you up just by the strength of my hand, right? It's like, and my pinky slip. You dead right then. You dead. And I've accepted it before you hit the ground. I'm not diving off after you. It's like, you dead. Now, you aren't technically dead yet. You're not dead till your head split open on the ground. But you, that's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. And some people have a hard time with that. It's like, because some people only deal with the impact. They don't see it coming. They can't. They're just incapable. They don't have that perspective. You know, but it's too late. To me,
it's like when you have one of those giant, like a cruise liner or one of those big shipping vessels, right?
Right.
And they're coming. You see those videos where they're coming towards the shore, and they're still 300 yards away, right? But the inertia, the momentum of that enormous vessel is such that it doesn't matter how hard you put on the engine's reverse, that motherfucker is still hitting the dock, right?
Right.
Nothing you can do. It's already going to hit the dock.
Yeah,
Nothing
great analogy.
All you can do is brace for impact.
Yeah. It's too late. Yeah. So I'm gonna say 70 years is when it's gonna be to the point where like no one can really deny it.
Well, I just started reading this book by Raymond Craib, who's a journalist, and he wrote a book called Adventure Capitalism, and it's about like the long history of capitalists who, like, a lot of them are libertarians who have tried to build their little, do you know what seasteading is?
Mm-mm. I've heard that term though. Seasteading.
It's basically like people try to create independent nations out in international waters, right? Or they try to take over some island somewhere, and they're going to try to build the infrastructure there. Or they're going to buy a missile silo, a decommissioned missile silo, and they're going to build a doomsday bunker in the missile silo, right? And they want it to just be them and all their rich friends who get to go wait out the apocalypse, right? They're bracing for impact. The problem is that most rich people don't know how to do anything, so they need to have some sort of system for like, okay, but how are you going to have the people who make your food and who shoot the guns that prevent all the looters from coming and killing you and taking all the shit that you that you gathered together for the climate collapse or whatever, but yeah, people are already bracing for impact for those things. The people who have enough money to do so are already buying up property in upstate New York and the Canadian border, you know, where it's still going to be livable in 50 years. But if you live in Pakistan, you're fucked. Sorry.
Yeah, but see, upstate New York ain't where to be at though. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out the country. You go
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're doing that too.
Because listen. One thing about it. One thing about this place is like which now we're talking about the collapse of civilization, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like if civilization is about to collapse, the last place you want to be is in a place where everyone's armed. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
it's like I'd rather end up on some remote island, you know, population 500 people, and I'm like one of 3 people with a pistol. You know, than be in America with my little shotgun and my little pistol. Why, you know, I mean, like a third of Americans have a weapon, right? A firearm.
I think that's right.
Something like that. Something crazy. So you know. I don't want to be here when shit kick off because that's gonna be the most violent part of it. Once everything collapses and people like when like the first year and a half, 2 years after like it's obvious, like when the power's off, the internet's off. You know what I mean? Ain't no more food being shipped nowhere. You know, and you don't know who you can trust in the street. Like complete collapse. Money don't mean nothing. Money ain't shit.
Well, that's what's interesting. If you when people talk about like the collapse of Rome, right? They imagine it happening quickly, but it took hundreds of years for Rome to ultimately collapse and eventually become the Holy Roman Empire, which people debate whether that's a true continuation or not. But what's interesting is to read like the journals of these. So the way that Rome worked, they would send Roman citizens out to become the governors of different areas, like territories that they owned, right? So you'd go out to Spain or whatever, and you'd have a plantation there, and your family would move out there and everything. And you're Roman, you still think of yourself as Roman, but you and your children, you're gonna live your whole lives out in Spain or whatever. And as the Roman Empire began to break down and their power began to wane, you can read in like the journals or the letters from these governors and like petty officials and stuff like that, them complaining about like, there was no shipment of olives this month, right? And it's just like that's weird. And then like that was the last time there ever was a shipment of olives to that area because that trade route just broke down, or that source for those olives just dried up, right? And so they got used to not having olives for a while, right? And then then the wine didn't come. Then this, whatever, like it happens over generations that things just kind of get shittier and shittier until eventually you look around and you realize, oh yeah, we used to be the shit.
Well, listen, humanity will endure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll just be a whole generation of kids that are used to being raised in the Fallout shelter or whatever.
Did you ever play the Fallout games?
Yeah. New Vegas, I fucking killed the shit out there. Yeah, Fallout 3 was also amazing.
Yeah.
But I didn't play 4 or any of the other like cash grab games. Speaking of Overwatch 2 came out today. Oh, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the servers, you could log on to Overwatch 2. You couldn't play the motherfucker.
Right.
They said they were under a DDoS attack, which, can you briefly explain what that is, Rob? It's a bunch of people using their computers to block up your internet, right?
Yeah, direct denial of service, I think is what it's called, right?
Okay, yeah. So
DDoS. So it's basically trying to make sure that somebody can't get mail by stuffing their mailbox with a bunch of bullshit mail.
Right. It's like, they're constantly. It takes a lot of coordination, not very much, but yeah, they're basically constantly pinging your. So, I mean, but I think it's all bullshit.
I think it's all bullshit.
Look, man, listen. Maybe there isn't a DDoS attack, maybe there isn't. But why does this happen literally every single time a AAA title launches? It's free advertising. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. They get to go, oh, well, so many people wanted to play our game that we just, it's that kind of shit. It happens.
The same thing with the phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Where they you can't log in to play Overwatch 2 if you have a prepaid phone in the US.
Oh, well, that makes sense. because it's an anti-cheating measure.
Well, the problem though is that the way that they did it, it doesn't actually block actual spoofers from doing it because you can just use a different service because they were blocking individual services, and the services they were blocking are not the ones that spoofers use. So, for instance, they were blocking like Cricket, for instance, right? And so there were a ton of like Cricket's a pretty popular service here in the U.S. So they were blocking everybody from Cricket, and it's like, well, yeah, but a spoofer's not going to use Cricket to create a false account. They're going to use there's a dozen other services that weren't blocked. So there were plenty of fake accounts of people like spoofing phone numbers and logging into Overwatch too. It's just people who aren't on a contract with Verizon or whatever couldn't do it, couldn't log in.
Okay.
But I think it's exactly what you were saying.
Let me ask you this: is it effective at all?
I don't know. I'm not a
because if it works at all, I mean, because bro, I wish Valorant, because I started playing Valorant when it came out, and it's such an addicting game. It takes some skill though, a lot of skill. Like the real good people are really good, but the point is, you know, if you get in one of those games with a bot, like it got to the point where like it just started happening all the time.
What's the point? Why would somebody?
Because you have to pay. You have to play X amount of games unranked before you're allowed to play ranked.
Okay.
So that's one of the things. They would sell already unlocked. Like that's the thing with Overwatch 2. If you didn't play Overwatch 1 and you just started playing Overwatch 2 today for the first time, it's the only Overwatch you play. You have to play, I think, 100 hours, or you have to win 50 games or 100 hours before you can play ranked.
Okay. Why would you want to play ranked if you just started playing the game? Why would you want to play in ranked matches?
So you control people.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So for some people, they just like to see people upset. You know, because that's why it's not 100% a lie that it was a DDoS attack. Some people get off on that shit. They're like, yo, we shut down the biggest game this week for a long fucking time. So people started joining the Asian servers and the English server. But then they started attacking that one. So whatever. It's like,
what a waste of fucking time. Jesus Christ. Learn an instrument. Speak French. Learn Japanese or some shit.
You mean the hacking or the playing video games?
The trolling.
Oh, the trolling. Yeah, but that's some people's jam, though. That's some people's jam, like gore. Speaking of gore, yo, have you seen this goddamn movie, Pearl?
No, we talked about Pearl. I saw X.
Oh, wait, before we move on, I did eventually get into the Asian server, and I played like 20 games, and it's awesome. I like it. Okay. Anyway, so Pearl, but then I woke up this morning, and it was back. We couldn't get in again. But anyway, Pearl was. Have you seen this shit? The newest A24 movie?
No, we talked about it last week.
We did.
I haven't seen Pearl, but I've seen. I saw X, which was I guess Pearl is like a prequel to X.
Yeah, it's a prequel to X.
It's the same guy who directed and wrote it, and it's the same actress, Mia Goth. I also saw.
Mia Goth.
Mia
Goth. No.
Mia Goth is gonna.
I'm going to see that. Mia Goth should win an award for this movie, but I know they don't give it to horror films.
No, never.
But
never, especially independent horror films.
But man, she put it all out there, man. I mean, because what it is like this type of film. This type of film where it's like. It's so hard to make it believable, like that she's not an insane person. She made it so believable that she was fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, I didn't like X, but I liked her in X. I thought that she was pretty impressive in the movie. I just wish that X had been a better movie. So maybe Pearl is that. Maybe because one of the problems with X was that it didn't focus enough on. I mean, she's the main character in X, but it's still not like 100% about her,
Oh, right.
It's more of an ensemble, and I didn't think anybody else really held a candle to her performance in that. But Barbarian is it's a solid recommendation for me. I loved that movie. It was really fun.
I mean, I'll tell you what though, Mia Goth ain't gonna be doing indie films for very much longer.
Why is that?
Cause she killed that hoe. She's that lady's a fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's approaching like Viola Davis, Meryl Streep level acting. I mean, I would love to see her in something that's not this. I mean, okay, so I'm a reserve judgment because I only know her from these. I haven't seen nothing else she's been in. Mm-hmm. But if this was any indication, it's no role that she can't do.
Mm-hmm.
She was literally everything. I mean, I wish you'd seen it so I could talk about the end of the movie to you because. Yeah. Anyway, I enjoyed myself, and I was on mushrooms.
That helps.
Yeah. So maybe I added that. Maybe I had a different, but I was with other people that were not, and they also enjoyed themselves. Yeah.
She was also in. She was in Suspiria, the remake from 2018. That was good.
Suspiria.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I keep hearing it is. No, somebody recommended that. So I have this new. This Blu-ray player. Uh-huh. I got a fucking good deal on this thing, and I was looking. I know it's dying, but I like what I like, and I was like looking up what's the best movies to like take full advantage of the HDR, the 4K Blu-ray HDR shit, and people kept saying that movie Suspiria.
Which one, the original or the remake?
Oh goddamn, I don't know.
Both are. I like both. The original is Dario Argento, who is the OG of the. Do you know what Giallo is?
Nah.
Giallo is I mean, people argue about whether it's a specific body of work or whether it's a subgenre in and of itself. I like to think of it as a subgenre. It's Italian horror that's highly inspired by and influenced by the Yellow books, which are like these Italian horror novels from the era. And so like all the Dario Argento stuff, like Profondo Rosso, which is deep red, Suspiria, they're real like fantastical day-glow colors, very dreamlike, very weird. So the original Suspiria is super trippy, would be amazing to watch on just like a killer setup. So I can imagine somebody suggesting that one for Blu-ray.
The original, yeah.
And
what year was that?
70.
The
something?
70s? Hold on. So you telling me? So they made a remake when?
77. They made a remake in 2018.
Now, you know what's wild is I was hearing someone say this. I got the dope 4K TV. I got the dope Blu-ray player going to it, and everything. All the 4K Blu-rays are like way cheaper now because it's dying, and so I'm looking for like lists of movies I should check out, for all their glory or whatever, like the visual part of it, and Suspiria was on a lot of lists. Like there was But someone like what came up every now and then was someone would say that like the old films were the best. Like somebody takes because somebody named a film that was in like it was like all these old like black and white films or like old dark films and everyone kept saying how they look so fucking good, and I was like, how?
Because they're on film.
Oh, because it's easy to convert film to 4K.
It's because they're on film. So if you watch a movie like The Thin Man or Cat People or something like that, these like very atmospheric noirish movies, you're going to get the widest gamut of contrast because you're going to have completely black shadows and you're going to have completely white highlights. And you're going to have everything in between.
So you're saying I should get the original Suspiria?
Yes. Also, my number one recommendation for any sort of testing the limits of a of a movie-going experience, like especially for a home theater, is RoboCop.
What? No
Yes.
one has said RoboCop.
RoboCop.
The original RoboCop.
The original RoboCop. I have a friend who works for MGM, and MGM developed this absolutely insane projector that is,
Oh, wait a minute. How do I know which Suspiria is which?
The Dario Argento one from 1977. That's the one from 1977.
But this says
the new one is by Luca Guadagnino.
Oh, the new one stars Jessica Harper. But
no. The Jessica Harper, that should be the old one.
Oh, so I see several. I see one starring Dakota Johnson.
That's the new one. That's 2018.
Okay, has 4 stars. Yeah, one says starring Dario Argento, and then another one says starring Jessica Harper. They both have 5 stars. Oh, you know what? I think these are the same thing. I think they just have different.
They might also sell the Blu-ray with both versions. That's also possible.
Well, I just bought that bitch on your. So it's not a good movie, but it's a beautiful movie. That's what you're saying?
I think it's also a good movie, but the best part of it is actually, I take it back. The best part of it is the music, because the music is amazing.
Oh, is this a musical?
No, it's not a musical, but it's. I mean, I'm really interested to hear what your reaction to it is, because it's a gorgeous movie. It is a unique looking movie. It's very weird. You need to be extremely high to get the full enjoyment out of it, which I don't think will be a problem.
Well, the first one I watched was Interstellar.
Oh yeah,
mind blowing. It was so good, and then what the fuck was the name of that shit? Avengers, not Endgame. Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War.
Yeah.
I didn't finish saying what I was going to. People are going to be mad that I didn't finish saying what I was going to say. A friend of mine works for MGM, and he went to a thing where there's like a special screening where they were testing out this new, beyond cutting edge projector, and they used RoboCop to like a new print of RoboCop to show, how bright it was, how deep the dark colors were and everything. Yes.
I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Plus, also, RoboCop is just like one of the best movies ever made.
That's a fact. Oh, The Matrix.
That would be another good one.
The Matrix.
Part of the reason why I like suggesting a movie like The Thing, or it's another good one if you've ever seen that, The Thing or RoboCop, is that because they're from the 80s, they're shot on film and it's all physical effects, right? So it just ages so well, right? Because you can get like just the highest quality with those films. But those would be my recommendations: The Thing, Suspiria, RoboCop, and Cat People.
What about Tenet?
I didn't like that movie.
I'm just talking about visually.
Visually, it was pretty awesome, but I just find the movie kind of boring.
No,
if it was between Tenet, I would rather watch whatchamacallit,
it's
Inception. That's what I was trying to remember.
I'm waiting on Everything and Everywhere All at Once in 4K Blu-ray.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
That movie was so fucking good.
I was so happy with that shit. I'm waiting on that. Someone else recommended me Alien. But here's a weird one. So the same person that said Suspiria also said Green Knight.
Yeah.
Just
that was a good movie.
Just visually.
Yeah.
This thing called Awaken. which is it's like some kind of documentary. And then last but not least, Mad Max, Fury Road. Also,
oh hell yeah,
excellent movie.
See it on. Have you seen the Blood and Chrome version of that?
Yeah, I have. They were selling them together for some reason.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I have them digitally. I have them on the Google Play Store, but honestly, man, it's like because I kept, I went out of my way to like build a nice little place to watch TV and shit, and I kept debating on whether I needed a Blu-ray player because I have an Xbox and it plays Blu-rays. But it's like, and then I had a real long talk with a fucking snob. It was like that thing isn't like it's doing okay. So I was just debating on like whether it would even be worth it, right? Getting a dedicated Blu, and man, it does make a difference. Like a difference. Like it's probably the biggest difference I can see of anything that people say. Like I don't believe in that shit about like a gold-plated HDMI cable is better. That's bullshit. No, those people just trying to take your money. They wrapping it in gold flakes. And it either does HDMI 2.0 or 2.1 or it doesn't. That's what matters. But what it's made out of is so the difference is so minuscule. Like you're talking about like obviously different materials carry the electrical signals more efficiently, but the errors that you're getting rid of is like it's less than 1%. It's like something you wouldn't even notice. It's like it's like like 1 or 2 pixels will be affected out of millions or billions of pixels. So it's one of those things that like it's just not worth it for you to go get like platinum coated cables.
Well, they do that all the time. Like audiophiles are all about that bullshit too. Where they get those like I think it's called like the Pair Anjou cables or something, and they're like $5,000 for like a single cable. And every time they just compare, they just do they'll take someone who's a classically trained violinist or whatever or a conductor or something, and they'll have them A/B them, and they can't tell the fucking difference between that and a $60 monster, premium cable or whatever.
Well, there's a certain level of the file community. I don't know what to call them, but the cinephiles and the audiophiles and there's a certain subsection of that community that is where it's just snobbery. They're like they're like those people that swear they can smell the difference between expensive wine and cheap wine. It's like no, you can't. Some notes. It's like no, it isn't. Because it's at the point where like even with this shit, it's like there's a certain point where like your eyes can't see the difference. You're just doing it like in your mind that it's that it's 0.1000 hertz better or whatever, but you're not literally, you can't detect the difference.
And you can take somebody who says that they can tell the difference and you can trick them. You can tell them it's the other way, and you can convince them. Oh yeah, I hear it. And it's like it's the same file I just played you, or that's the same cable you just used.
I want to do that with somebody and be like, but guess what? It's neither. It's neither. That was my dick in your ear this whole time. Yeah. I mean, because I don't consider myself an audiophile, or even though it would seem like that to somebody that is okay with purely shit quality, because there is a line. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the differences are minuscule at the top.
Right.
There is a such thing as a shitty HDMI cable. Right.
Yes.
But the vast majority of the cables you buy, if you walk in a Best Buy or some mom and pop store or Circuit City or whatever, it's like the HDMI cables you're gonna buy in there, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? If you buy some shit off Wish, you might get something that ain't, like it's stuff with cardboard or some shit. But it gets
I can also understand I play guitar, so there's a lot of gearheads who are super into particular brands and stuff. So like I like Mugami cables for guitar stuff because they have a lifetime warranty and and everything. But and they're more expensive than just like the Livewire is like. Livewire is like the generic brand that you would get at Guitar Center. Right. Mogami's going to cost like twice as much as that, but we're talking $60 a cable. We're not talking $600 a cable or anything like that. And you'll never in a million years be able to hear the difference between a Mogami Gold cable and some, several $1,000 cable that was bathed in the blood of a virgin or something to make sure that it's grounded to the Earth's electrical field or some bullshit. It's all nonsense.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like the headphones I walk around with now, they're almost $400 when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
But they do everything I need that's as much as I would go to like the luxury. Because there's headphones out there that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 that are better than these in a way that I wouldn't notice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And it's like all the headphones at this category, they sound the same to me. And you watch some reviewers or whatever, and they'll be like, "Well, no," because here's the thing, I'll see people where it's like they'll measure it. That's when you start tripping yourself up. Get all the meters and scales and shit the fuck out of your house. Don't measure the least amount of stuff that's possible, because that's when you start being unhappy about everything. Like I built this little theater thing for my enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not gonna buy a meter to be like this, this color red is not it's 2% less accurate, because I wouldn't have known that without that. Like I don't want to wait to hear the numbers to decide if I like what I see.
And you're not talking about, for instance, if somebody is a sound mixer and they have headphones that are studio monitor headphones that are specifically calibrated for a particular production purpose, or like a monitor that if you're an editor or if you do color grading for film or something like that. Obviously,
the high-end stuff exists, is what I'm saying. There is a high-end and a low-end, but at the high end, there's very little difference between things, short of features and stuff like that. Like the reason because I have Sony everything except the Blu-ray player, because for whatever reason, Sony is like Apple will, like they will inexplicably leave out some like key feature in like their top of the line thing, Didn't
Sony make the Blu-ray format though? Didn't they design
it? I'm not sure about that, but no, with the problem with the Sony player it was great too, but Sony also always cost more, right? So the Sony one was great.
Sony tax.
Yeah, it was great, and it would have been great to go with the Sony thing. And then because my remote works with every Sony thing in my house, but it's a thing where like you have to turn on Dolby Vision every time you watch something that has Dolby Vision in it, and turn it off every time you watch something that doesn't. And when every TV device, whatever that's come out in the last like 3 or 4 years, can detect Dolby Vision and turn it on automatically. They can detect when it's in the signal. But for whatever reason, like my TV is Sony, it can detect the Dolby Vision signal. But the Blu-ray player that they sell doesn't do that. You have to like manually turn it on. And so it's weird to me that and I know myself, and every when I boiled it down to 2 ones, every single person was like, "Yeah, that's going to annoy you more than you think. It's irritating for something that should be automatic for you to have to." Go ahead.
I'm dealing with the same thing. I just got a new sound bar for like our Good TV, and the sound bar is great. It's a JBL. It's like the middle tier JBL sound bar, right? So it's great value and it works really well. But my biggest problem with it is that I'm not going to bore everybody with the details of like all the different stuff in the back, but basically there's one setup that you have to put all the HDMI stuff in, like one setup that does not result in a desync between the TV and the soundbar, right? So if you set it up right, it works perfectly. But if you want to switch, if I want to switch from like watching on my Apple TV on that TV to like playing video games, I have to actually switch out the HDMI cable, right? I can't just leave it all set up and switch the input on the TV, because if I do that, then one or the other is going to be desynced. And the direction that they're desynced in makes it so I can't adjust it with the settings on the TV or the bar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the visual will be first, and then it'll be like,
oh yeah, I understand. Like, the words are behind.
The audio is behind the video, so it ends up it's normally, if it's the other way around, you can put a delay on the sound bar, right, and it'll sync up properly. But that would infuriate me. I know.
That would infuriate me. I know. Because, especially now with this new, because I don't know, I'm not familiar with the specific model you're talking about, but it doesn't have like eARC.
It has the HDMI ARC.
Right.
So the way that you have to do it is you have to have that cable plugged into the back of
your TV, into the eARC port on your TV.
What's that? Yeah, into the ARC port on the TV, and then whatever is the source, so either your video game console or your Apple TV or whatever,
right?
That cable, the HDMI cable from that, has to go into the sound bar, not the TV. If you put it into the TV, then that will be desynced.
How many inputs they giving you on the sound bar?
Really, only one extra.
So the ARC port, and then a slot for you to.
Now, I think that there is a solution, because I can go get an optical cable. We were watching a movie, and my wife and I were watching a movie, and like I was on my phone during the movie trying to figure out how the fuck do I fix this stupid desync issue. And she was getting mad at me because I was like, maybe if I order an optical cable and then I plug it, maybe the optical cable.
You gotta return the sound bar. You gotta get another one. The warranty. I don't know. Because you know what's gonna happen, Rob? You're gonna try to deal with it, and then when it happens for the 100th, like it's gonna happen for the 100th time, while you got company over, you know what I mean? And you're gonna be like, that's it. And you're going to go right to the fucking store.
Kyle, put my fist through the fucking...
No, but you're going to make your mind up that second, like, just going back to the store. Yeah, I mean, you're still in the return window.
Yeah.
I don't know you to eat a loss. Why you so dead set on not replacing
it? Because I didn't know... Well, number one, because I bought it from Crutchfield. So... The returns on Crutchfield is a good company, but returning shit to them is a huge hassle. And also because...
Doesn't that make them a bad company?
Well, maybe. Well, no, it's just because they're not over here. There's no Crutchfield in my area. You know, that's the issue. But really, it's because I mostly play video games on the other TV. So... that the TV that it's on is like 98% for watching movies, so it's not that big of a deal.
I can dig that. Okay, that's acceptable.
It's also I also know that if I brought it back for that, then with my luck I'd probably get a new one, and then that one would have a desync issue that I don't know how to solve. Right now, I'm like, okay, I know how to fix the desync issue at the very least, so I'll take that. That is a win for me. I was able to solve the issue, even if it's not exactly how I want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is more of a jury rig than a solution. You know. It's like it's almost like them putting a stent in your heart. It's like you still got to have that surgery later, though. You know?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
All right,
you're not wrong.
Well, that's a good stopping point, right, Rob?
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Probably make that motherfucker 2 episodes. Listen, make sure you share this with people, subscribe, like, whatever. Like we just found out none of that means anything. So
apparently not.
Yeah, like
just share it with people. Just share
subscribe,
it with people. That actually does matter.
Yeah, sharing does help for sure. Word of mouth is everything. If you enjoy the podcast, share it. If if you would like to know where I'm going to be in the future on tour dates, go to BrianSimpsonComedy.com. I'm BS Comedian on all socials. Do you want to give out your social, Rob? Or your Twitter, at least? A lot of people ask for it a lot.
People ask for it. You can follow me at Nerdy Paper Games. NERDYPAPERGAMES. Nerdy Paper Games.
Nerdy Paper Games. That sounds like a rap collective. like a young Gen Z rap collective. Nerdy Paper Games.
Yeah. Which
I know
that's
about
where you can find my SoundCloud.
NPG Justin. No, also we're going to be permanent. I think we'll have a guest next week.
Sweet.
Who knows? Anyway, thanks for
drop it, or you want to say you want to just say stay tuned and you'll.
No, I don't even want to say that because it's not even in the main.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you want to check us out, go to those places. If you love the podcast, tell somebody. We'll see y'all next week.